Right guys, welcome back. Right, let's get into the breakdown today of why we took our trades. First of all, I want to talk about yesterday and why we didn't actually take any entries at all. So we'll get into that first. So we can see here on the 21st as it started, right, as Asia opens up, it's right on our support level, resistance at the time, and then it just flies. So like our first H4 on that Asian session, it just absolutely flew. So it made me think like sort of maybe later on in the day that the correction was going to come. Do you know what I mean? Last time it was smashing the all-time highs in the summer. We always got that correction between sort of New York and London, sort of around like the early afternoon. There was always a huge correction. We just didn't get that. And all day, I was just waiting for like a big fucking red candle, something to show that this push is it's natural and it's not manipulation, okay? Because obviously it's coming up to Christmas, the institutions are finishing. There is a good chance that some manipulation can come into play. Do you know what I mean? Institutions push the price up, retailers come in, price drops, retailers get caught out, institutions buy back in, they push the price back up, retailers become liquidity. The story of the market. That is how the market works, right? But we didn't get anything. It just kept going. Every single session supported, and it flew up 10,000 pips in one day, from 400 all the way up to nearly 500. It didn't exist. The 400 level just didn't exist. All you had to do yesterday was just press buy. It doesn't matter where you were. You just press bought and you just left it, and you would have been in profit. Right. Regarding that, we get the big push. We get no correction. Right, so this is making me really wary. So we stay up and we wait for the Asia open again, and Asia does what it did the previous day. It just flew up. Our first H4 candle went up 400 pips, and then that gave us 24 hours of nothing but green H4s, and that to me is scary. I don't want to trade that. No one should be trading that. So anyway, like I said to all the guys, we're waiting for a retest. We're waiting for something significant. So yeah, we can see price comes up with Asia. This is all still Asia. And we get a small retrace as we're coming into London. London starts, and it starts doing what we were all expecting, price to keep going. But as London kept going, I noticed that the volume was starting to die above this level, above our resistance level to make it to come support. And I noticed it was dying. We get the spike up, we don't get the higher high, and then it drops again. So I went for the entry. We secured a little 50 pips. We do end up hitting break even, not that far away. And I think at this point was when I said into the chat basically like, Ken, I'll see you after the year. I'm not like, there's no point in trading this shit until we get something significant. And as I was writing this message, I'm sure this part was playing out. Do you know what I mean? Because we hit the break even, and then I seen it spike up, and I seen it make the higher high as well. So I was like, oh, fuck me. Comes back down, retests, and then just goes again. But I didn't want to buy on this retest because we haven't had a correction. So there is nothing supporting this push. That's what made me so wary about this. Like, if it wanted to, price could just crash all the way back down to here, or even back down to here, because this is our H4 support, so it's more likely going to support off these than it is off our 15 and 30 supports. So that's why I was always so wary, because that is the drop. Ken, 800 pips is a lot. So anyway, as I was writing in that message, we do notice something. So we get the higher high, and then we start coming back down with volume. Like, it starts getting aggressive. Like, this wasn't slow, if that makes sense. Like, it smashed down. And then it was this candle here that caught my attention. Hold on, we'll need to go into the 1 minute, because I was literally just about to close the chart down and call it. It's that candle right there. This came down with like thunder. Like, it just went boom, and then it shot up a little bit, and then it froze, and then that's what was like, hold on, is this it? And then I entered, and it literally just fucking, it collapsed. It was brilliant. I was like, this is exactly what we want to see. Now, I did say to the guys, perfect situation, 4440, 4420, right? Why? Because it shows this part of support here, right? I need to get the right, need to come out and get this right. Let's go back on a 4 hour. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to keep everything on my phone as well to show that you don't really need a laptop and all that shit. Right, so yeah, as we can see, it comes down and it tests our last decent bit of support. This is on an M30 H1. So we know that there's good support there. Like if support's going to support, it's going to go there or it's going to go here. So we start getting the retracement up. So that's what makes me give the confirmation that this is more of a natural movement. Do you know what I mean? It's not manipulation, because if it was manipulation, it would just keep smashing down. Do you know what I mean? We would go back down to the like sort of 4300 levels, 4376, our last all-time high. But the fact that it respected support and started pushing back up made me think, right, this is more of a natural push, okay? So we can possibly see like the sort of 400-500 area and stuff like that very, very soon. And then if it holds and gathers support on this level, then we know that this is all perfectly natural, and gold is more than likely gonna, we're pushing sort of 5k. But anyway, regarding that, we saw support held and we watched it go back up. Now, I did want the 2.8. This is where I was wanting to just sort of hip fire and just buy, but it didn't. That's how we got the sort of late entry. But I seen on the 1 minute on this entry here, what gave me the confirmation to go was that it made the higher high. So right here, it breaks the structure, and then as it comes back down, that's when we're just like, yeah, bulls are here. Do you know what I mean? We're not getting the lower low, as we said in so many previous videos. And as it comes back up, we take that entry, and then we close some profit out, because it shows signs of bullish momentum. Bears coming back in here, we get a drop, so we just close the trade. But then again, we don't get any lower lows, it kind of stops. And as it comes back up, we buy back in. Now these two buys we have on a short, so you can see our entries in there and how we played that out. And yeah, we just sort of rode. We closed some profit out. I did have one lot in here, but we did hit break even on this. Sorry, it was this sort of section here. And then I was wanting to try and get the buy back in, but it just pinged off. We didn't get enough stretch down, if that makes sense, to break below the level. It's just kind of right on it. And as you know, for my entries, guys, I like to get below that level because it helps with the break even. And we were to ride this all the way. I did say 400-500 before market close, and we got 499.87. So that's quite unlucky. That would have been a nice little trade. But overall, good day. The patience paid off. We ended up, where are we? Yeah, we ended up getting like $120. We usually average about $40 a day doing this. We got 3 days in one just by being patient and just waiting for price to give us that confirmation. Just that confirmation to know that this is natural. It's not the big dogs just playing and trying to catch out the little guys. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is a natural movement. So I hope this kind of explains a little bit on how I see sort of price moving and why patience is so important when we're on these levels. We just need small confirmations. Once we get those small confirmations, we just always go with the trend. And that's basically it. So every time in future, guys, every time we get up, you want to mark your resistance levels, and then you want to wait for the retest, and then you want to see price bounce off your support levels. And once it supports off your support levels, then you enter and then you hold, right? As of before, we were taking sort of 30 pips profit and stuff like that. We're not looking at that sort of profit ranges now up on these ranges. We're looking at like 100, 200, 300 pips. Maybe secure one at 50, break even after 30. Do you know what I mean? Just let them ride. Get the money in. But Christmas Eve tomorrow, market shut early. I don't know if we'll trade. Yeah, but we'll watch anyway because we're addicted and that's what we do. Um, but yeah, if you don't hear anything from me, guys, it's just over the year, and then I'll try and see if we can get some entries in between sort of just after Boxing Day and just before New Year's Eve. But if not, then the next sort of update will be after the year. So Merry Christmas and have a good year. If I don't speak to you, take care. Bye bye.